Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Stephen Bouvier, and this week I am going to be giving you my informative speech, and the topic I chose was UFOs. Maybe a little difficult to come across some facts, but we're going to hit that here in my informative speech. Hope you guys enjoy. I'm going to paint you a picture. Imagine, if you will, sitting on your front porch on a beautiful, cool, breezy summer evening when a bright light in the sky catches your eye, catches your attention. It appears, it hovers for a brief moment, and in a split second, it's gone. Many questions flood your mind. What was it? Was it a spacecraft full of extraterrestrials? What is its purpose here on Earth? Did I actually see this? Did anyone else see it? For centuries, as long as there has been documented history, speculations about the existence of other life forms has been around. Thousands of sightings and encounters of other life forms have been reported all over the world. Today, I am going to discuss the history of these UFO encounters and several different theories about UFOs. Firstly, I'm going to quote History.com. And it is a website for the History Channel, which covers all history, be it world history, American history, and sometimes questionable history, such as UFOs. The first well-known UFO sighting occurred in 1947, when a businessman by the name of Kenneth Arnold claimed to see a group of 9 high-flying objects near Mount Rainier in Washington while flying his small plane. Arnold estimated the speed of the crescent-shaped objects as several thousand miles per hour, and said they moved like saucers skipping across the water. In the newspaper report that followed, it was mistakenly stated that the objects were saucer-shaped, hence the term flying saucer. Sightings of identified aerial phenomenon have increased since 1948, and the U.S. Air Force began investigating these reports called Project Sign. The initial opinion of these involved with the project was that the UFOs were most likely sophisticated Soviet aircraft, although some researchers suggested that they might be spacecraft from another worlds. The so-called extraterrestrial hypothesis, ETH, within a year, Project Sign was succeeded by Project Grudge, which in 1952 was itself replaced by the longest-lived of the UFO inquiries, Project Blue Book. Headquarters at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Dayton, Ohio, from 1952 to 1969, Project Blue Book compiled reports of more than 12,000 sightings or events, each of which was ultimately classified as identified, with a known astronomical, atmospheric, and artificial human case phenomenon or 2 unidentified. The latter category, approximately 6% of the total included cases, which were insufficient information to make an identification with a known phenomenon. Now that is what History.com writes for us. To quote Express.com, the term UFO was coined by Air Force officer Edward Rupert in 1952. Before then, it was just flying saucer. And, the term UFO, unidentified flying object, can be, anything flying by. A bird that you didn't want to identify could be an unidentified flying object, can it not? Okay. But here's a fun little factoid from Express.com. 40,000 Americans, 40,000, have taken out insurance against being abducted. So to say that it's ingrained in us here in America to think 40,000 Americans out of 300 million Americans have taken out insurance against it, I just thought that was a cool little factoid. Here's another one. President Jimmy Carter thought he had seen a UFO, but he later admitted that he may have been confused it with Venus. But again, it was unidentified, so it clearly fell into the category. Over the last 40 years, there has been an average of 6 UFO reports per day worldwide. That's pretty significant, more than just your average could be, would be. Now, to quote Quora.com, Quora, as per the scientific study of the UFO phenomenon, 5 to 7% of the people in the world have seen UFOs, and 10 to 15% of people know someone in their daily contact who has seen a UFO. But so far, no UFO has been tracked entering the Earth's atmosphere through radar. And here's another interesting factoid on Quora. There is a law in the U.S. which makes it illegal for U.S. citizens to have any contact with extraterrestrials or their vehicles. So should you by chance be sitting on your porch one night and that UFO doesn't fly away, don't make contact with it because it's illegal. You could be arrested. And of course, we have to go on to Wikipedia.com. An unidentified flying object, or UFO, in its most general definition, is an apparent abnormal in the sky that is not identified as a known object or phenomenon. Culturally, UFOs are associated with claims of visitation by extraterrestrial life or government-related conspiracy theories, and have become popular subjects in fiction. While UFOs are often latter identified, sometimes identification may be not possible owing to the usually low quality of evidence related to the UFO sighting, generally anecdotal evidence and eyewitness accounts. In closing, I'm going to change my paper here. Finding hard facts about UFOs can be difficult to come across. I did a lot of research here on the internet, and finding cold hard facts to push this was a little bit difficult, which is why I chose this subject, because I felt that being a more difficult subject would make my final project not easier, but at least give me an idea of what a hard subject is to pursue. The facts that I have given you are some of the only hard facts you can dig up on the internet. The topic, although fun as it is, I think it's great, is mostly in the eye of the beholder. The term UFO means just that. It is an object that is flying that is unidentified by the person seeing it. Imagine, if you will, the B-2 stealth bomber is a fascinating airplane, and it's one of the few planes worldwide that is still known to be able to repel radar. Scratch everything you know about the B-2 stealth bomber from your mind and picture that you saw it flying overhead in your backyard. What would race through your mind? It is an unidentified object. It's flying. It seems odd. It's not shaped as any other airplane you've ever seen. What would be your thoughts about it? It's my personal belief that I want to believe UFOs are aliens. I really do. The idea has fascinated me since I was a child. I think it would be great. The idea that there are other planets and other civilizations out there and they visited us, it's just a romantic idea and I love it. I really do. I wish it to be true. But the logical side of me realizes that UFOs are, not to say they're not unidentified flying objects, but they are, from the person seeing it, unidentified. I truly believe that, as in Project Blue Book showed, that most of them are identified by something just not known to the person at the time. But that is my informative speech about UFOs. Hopefully you guys gained something by it and you were able to learn something new that you did not know before. At least the insurance thing you have to have not known before, because I know that was new to me, and I tend to follow this, not religiously, but pretty close. So as always, I hope you guys will comment and tell me what I did good and what I did bad. I look forward to working with you guys. We're almost wrapping up here, 2 more weeks, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.